Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special off the top. I don't know what to call it, episode where we are finally back with the OG duo here, talking about a very special movie. Brandon, are you there?
I am here and
Yeah,
excited to talk anime.
and I finally recommended a movie that isn't something like Dead Leaves. You should revisit that sometime.
I told you that in confidence, but fuck that movie. That's all I'm saying. That's all
uh,
I'm saying.
maybe I
that is
could.
the one that is the one Gynax project that I will never get behind.
Maybe we should try and have let Jamie Dinch or Mike see that.
No, don't no. I suffered. You know what they say? Like what is it? What is what they say sometimes? I walked so they can run. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
fair
so
enough.
I
Fair enough.
suffered for them, so let them enjoy the good stuff, not torture
Fair
them,
enough.
basically.
Yeah, good. Good point. Good point. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited, and I'm very excited to talk about this new property that I didn't know existed. I mean, I've seen like I think maybe you showed me a clip or two probably a year ago or so, but I never really in my life the way my life is running right now. Part of the reason why you don't see me in the amateur otaku as much as before is that my time is very limited. So most of my time is spent reading manga, playing games, or but it's reading manga, reading books. I really don't have a lot of time to invest in series. So rarely when I do watch something, I'll watch a feature film, or it has to be something that really inspires me or grabs me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost everything that I'm enjoying of our otaku world is read. Like I'm reading all the books that I've mentioned um, in the last couple of times that we've been together in the show. Recently, I finally finished How to Be Relationship, which is a phenomenal slice of life relationship Yui manga. It's great. I finished Call of the Night. That one wrapped up a while ago. I'm still reading Some 100, which keeps getting better and better. And like this last chapter that I read that came out actually 2 days ago, of Some 100. It was when you have a series that you've been following for a long time, it's not that it gets stale, but your enjoyment level just remains steady. You know what I mean? Like it's you keep enjoying every little bit of it. You want to consume as much as you can, and your excitement level just stays steady. But then the mangaka finds a way to put a smile on your face like it did on chapter one. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it reminds you in a very pleasant way. This is why I love this book. This is why I love this series. You know what I mean? And of course, that's kind of the stuff that's happening right now in Elbath in One Piece. Like it's giving us those moments
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we enjoyed in. I'm not
but-
spoiling. I'm not spoiling.
yeah, I
I'm
was
not
just
spoiling.
wondering. Maybe we should take the One Piece episode once Elbath is done.
Hey, I would be 100% okay with that. But it does the thing that it was kept One Piece going over all these years, that for us that have been reading for the longest time, we keep running into moments where we go, Oda cooked this week. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just keeps happening, and you keep reliving the enjoyment of why you started reading the book in the first place. So Some 100 is still doing that. I recently discovered Ruri Dragon, and what a great book
I
Ruri
know.
Dragon is. It is so good. I'm reading that one. And of course, Kagurabachi keeps kicking ass every week. Like I'm so
It just
surprised
got
at this. It
it
is so
got
good.
it got announced for an anime adaptation the other day.
Who's doing it?
Uh, Let me see. It's Psy Games Pictures.
Okay, I don't know what they've done before, but yeah, like I'm glad that I gave this movie a shot. It is this we're talking. It's called Mononoke, The Phantom of the Rain.
And
Which
it's based on a horror manga from the early 2000 actually.
so funny enough, I was so. Are you sure it's a manga? Because when I was
Yes.
doing research, because I was so interested, I was doing research. Mononoke. So Mononoke. It was this the samurai Ayabashi, whatever it was, it's called the horror story one. Was that a manga or was that an original anime? Because I was
Uh,
reading that it's an original anime similar to Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and
the
it spawned manga. Like the
as
manga
far
came
as
after.
I don't know, but as far as I know, it's
So let's
I
let's let's do the let's cheat. Let's ask Google. Yeah, because that's one of those things that made me like and find this story even more interesting. Because I'm on Wikipedia because of course, Wikipedia tells the
there
truth
is
every
an
single time.
their manga adaptation.
So the
Story.
manga so the
Okay.
manga adapted the show. So the original
Okay.
animation for Mononoke ran between, which is the 12 episode series, ran between July 12th, 2007 to September 2007, and then they made a manga from August 17th of 2007 to 2008, and they divided it into two Bantam volumes. So the manga came after the show had already
Hmm.
premiered.
Then I misunderstood the info.
Oh no, no, you're fine. Well, this is most of the times when we see works like this, we're thinking, "Oh, there's a great book behind this." Like so you're not wrong in thinking that way. But yeah, like it's a spinoff from an OVA called Ayakashi Samurai Horror Tales, which was this
Yeah.
original like thing that happened in 2006, which introduced the character of the medicine seller, and then Monogatari became its own thing, but it's Toei Animation doing ghost stories, not the ghost stories that everybody's pranking in anime. Do not watch it unless you want to watch young kids say horrible things. Do not
That
watch ghost stories.
for
See,
ref,
that's
for
see that's the
for
one we
ref,
should we should watch and just laugh at it. Like we should definitely
for
do that.
for reference for people that Ghost Stories is an anime that went so bad in Japan that they were allowed to make an official abridged version and
Yep.
here in the West. It went that bad over in
Put
Japan.
that donut down, Serpico.
Anywho,
Yes, but no, yeah, Mononoke, the Phantom in the Rain, um, pretty much captures a lot of the manga that came after. But this series, my friend, like this movie,
shall we give a synopsis before we continue?
you know what, man? You know what you're doing. Do the thing, bro.
A, a deadly and mysterious monster of the occult travels across feudal Japan, seeking malevolent spirits called Mononoke to slay. He must uncover their form, truth, and reason to wield a mighty exorcism sword against them. And this is him traveling. What's that? What should I say? What's the word about? It's in this movie they are sort of like he is trying to find a Mononoke that is kept with it, or no, kept is not the right word, but is what's it called when you guys celebrate the birth of someone special, sort of like that.
Well, I think this particular tradition is a very Japanese tradition,
Yeah,
especially for so it's really not necessarily something that we do. Like we would just say a birthday or like a baby
yeah,
shower or something like that.
yeah.
But
Baby
this is
shower. That was
but this is really like the baby's already been born. Like that's
yeah.
kind of so it's kind of like a birthday celebration, but it's supposed to take place like right after the baby's born, but it's been postponed because of the mysterious occurrences that have occurred in this oku, or it's a fancy word to say the shogun's harem. Like, but yeah, like this movie was so powerful in its presentation. First off, I have no idea what I'm looking at, right? Because from the get go, the art style of
It's
Mononoke
unique.
is so beautiful, and you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, and I was watching I think it's like a Final Fantasy podcast. It reminds me of the original Final Fantasy art that would be part of the original Final Fantasy games, like the SNES games, that has that
Huh,
very high end painting style. You know what I mean? That
I think so.
that none of the games actually were made that way, but it kind of put the stories and the world like high art. Like that's something that the original Final Fantasies did a lot, and I think after Final Fantasy VII they kind of stopped doing it, with the exception of the actual title cards. Like Final Fantasy, the title cards still have those elements. Like Final Fantasy 7 has the meteor. Final Fantasy 4 has, I think it's Galvez or Exdeath that's on there.
You
Final
know that
Fantasy
better
5
than me.
yeah, so it has all those little things, and I'm actually pulling up one of those original artworks, so you guys can have an idea. I want to show it, but yeah, like the artwork of Mononoke is very, very peculiar, very interesting, and I love the fact because I kind of saw like the trailer of the original series that came out in 2006. It kind of captures a lot of that animation style. It's a lot more bland because of course the CGI touch that is in this anime, it's what allows it to be vibrant in color, right?
Yeah.
Like I love the idea that the color of this film is what brings it to life. It also makes it very weird to watch too because it does a lot to the eyes, but I love the fact that I didn't know what I was getting into when I watched it. Everything looks super weird because it's so unique. It's a slow burn because you really don't get to what the story really is about until you get to like halfway to the film. Like you got to allow yourself to sit with it at least 35 minutes, you know what I mean? Before you really start like feeling and understanding what the movie's about. But once you
Yeah.
understand, it's kind of like
I would.
if Doctor Strange and Sherlock Holmes were Japanese and had a baby, you would have the medicine seller.
Yeah,
Like
and I would. And the story feels very influenced, but in a sense, don't. Maybe I am misremembering the movie, but I get a lot. If we're taking a Western example,
yeah.
I got a lot of Shining vibes for this story.
Oh
Actually,
yeah. It has in the type of horror that it is. The type of horror, it's not a bloody horror. You don't know what's
psychological
going
horror.
on. Yeah, it's psychological. You don't know what's going on. And like the camera does a lot of the storytelling when it comes to the horror.
Yeah,
Like you know there's something there, but you don't know what the hell is there. And it kind of creeps you out. And even when they reveal things, they don't really reveal things because the emotion of the people witnessing the reveal is really where the drama is. Like the acting,
yeah.
the performance is the drama.
And
Yeah, I can definitely sense that 100%.
and this is how should I put it? Lives and how should I put it?
So this
I
gives
wouldn't
you.
say lives.
I wanted to show. This is like the art style that I was talking about. So
I
this
don't
is
know. I don't
and
know
it,
if I would say it's 1-to-1, but I can see what you're meaning at the
oh
same
yo,
time.
100% not one to one at, but the style in terms of that grandiose art style, the use of colors, it which Final Fantasy like a lot. I remember I was watching a podcast once and they were talking about wouldn't it be interesting if with today's technology, Final Fantasy made a Final Fantasy game that looked like that, which to me would have been
That would be interesting.
to me
I
it would
would
be a
be interested.
no-brainer, but they've never done it. But yeah, like Mononoke reminded me a lot of this art style. For that.
It's funny that you say that you need a bit to take it in before you can judge it and all. I've seen this movie now twice.
And you still understand nothing. No, I'm kidding.
And it actually got better the second time I watched it. Although I
Don't
will
blame you.
admit,
I can see that.
granted, I did watch it in dub just out of curiosity. But after watching it one time, there are details in the movie that I noticed that I missed the first time around. Because this is easily what I would say a blink and you miss it type of movie as well.
Oh, 100%. Especially because it's so different. If you don't allow yourself to be invited in, you're going to disregard it and turn it off. Like you have to allow yourself to be taken by the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you know, it's similar to you know what it reminds me of. It's kind of like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
I have
where
not seen that movie. I
so
will admit.
you should, but it's one. Okay, so let me give you another example. It's you've seen the Truman Show,
Ages ago, but yes.
but it's like the Truman Show where the premise is super out there, but once you allow yourself to move past the premise that we're watching this guy's life, right? There is such a great story there because the premise is just to take it in, but there's really a story. They're really trying to tell a story. And this was kind of simple. Like everything's super weird and super complicated and weird and scary. And like, are we hearing voices? Why does everybody say, why is people drinking the water, but the water tastes like crap? Like all those elements that are happening and you don't understand them. But if you start really paying attention, by the time the medicine seller, which again, even the main character isn't the main character. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
like it's like what's happening is the character, not the characters themselves. Does that make
but
sense?
yeah,
So,
but going back to the animation also for a second,
yeah.
uh, the art style do a lot of the personality to this movie.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Give it a animation style similar to I don't know, Manga Academia. I'm just picking something or
Oh yeah,
to the gameplay,
it's
and it
too
wouldn't work at all.
correct. I think the closest thing in terms of how jarring, in particular, the animation of this film is to the reaction that the world had when Into the Spider Verse came out.
Yeah,
Is that type of jarring, distinct animation style. Like this particular animation style has its own identity and it recognizes it and it maximizes it. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
when you get to the more anime-esque, action heavy, because the funny thing is I was never expecting like to have the type of action that this film has, especially towards the final act. I was not expecting all of that, which to me was
no,
such a pleasant surprise and made the experience even better because it makes sense. Of course, we're having a Digimon type level like showdown at the end. This has to happen. But I love how the animation is so flexible because it is so vibrant and so in your face. How unique it is, it kind of opens you as an audience to brace yourself for anything, and they
honestly, I
do
know that.
and they do anything. Yeah.
To be honest, this movie maybe also. I know that there's a sidetrack, but if Uzumaki gets another chance, I would love for this studio to
Yeah.
get their hands on it.
Also, the Adult Swim version didn't do too good.
First episode was good, then they're just
Oh, they did a Blue Lock.
worse.
Oof, that's so bad.
It,
That is so
it's
bad. That is so bad.
and,
Like I hate. I see. That's the kind of stuff that I don't understand.
there.
Like the fact that it's similar thing what we went through with The Promised Neverland. Like I want to watch. I want to read the story as a whole. Like I want to read the books at some point in my life. But I lost interest on it because the season two, the horror story of season two, just completely destroyed the hope of anything good at all.
In short, the original director and all got fired. They hired an hentai anime director that
Ah,
was blacklisted, and
ah,
they hired some people that have no knowledge of horror at all, and it just got worse
damn
and
it.
worse and worse per episode. But I digress.
Now, the creatives behind this show, this movie, um, I don't think I've ever heard of the studio that worked on it, but what phenomenal work. Um, I'm excited that this has been officially announced to be part of a trilogy. I'm ex-
The second movie is out in Japan already.
right, and it comes out later in Netflix this year. The third movie is going to come in towards the middle of next year. But I'm excited for this because you know how I mentioned that it kind of has like a it's if Doctor Strange and Sherlock Holmes had a baby because the medicine seller kind of acts like this all-knowing force that doesn't tell you anything but makes himself indispensable, but also acts like a detective. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but I love how much heart abides in these stories. and I like because there's a lot of heart in this story. You know, there's a lot of like learning to accept your limitations. Also about never losing who you are, the cost of losing who you are, um, the cost of allowing yourself to be drowned in ambition. The idea that when you are not fulfilled, you become dark and negative towards others. Right? There's a lot of great philosophical talk in the way these characters react, act, how the story turns on them because of the way they're going about different things. Um, and just a simple concept of he's kind of like a demon killing therapist. That's what he's like. That's what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like
You're
he's
not
just
you're not wrong.
yeah, he's trying to figure out because even the concept of it's like a therapeutic approach to understanding one's darkness. Like like it's because the Mononoke, it's I was reading like the description of the kind of monster, how they describe it is like it is a demon that feeds off negative emotions and then it's able to attain its form because of the negative emotions. And when he knows their form, their truth, and their reason, which literally is who you're taking your emotions from, what those emotions represent, and then what is the reason for you to have these emotions, it is manifested. And once it's manifested, which is what happens with emotions, you can't really deal with them unless they're out in the open.
Yeah,
And that's kind of what we're exploring in a very fantastical canvas that is this movie.
and it's also a question about how to keep your self identity. Also, if you really think
Yep.
about it,
Yeah, especially with
Cons-
Asa's character. Yep.
considering you see when you see all the women and having the same exact quote
Yes.
unquote face.
Yes. If it's yeah. Yep. It's 100% that. Like it's funny, but it's the closest thing to a Kingdom Hearts analogy we're ever gonna get. You know what I mean? Like
Heartless, yeah.
with the heartless and nobodies. Yeah, like these are people that lost their hearts, but were never able to return their identity enough to be able to be more than just a regular heartless or a regular nobody, right? It's kind of interesting too. That's super interesting. I like the fact I don't know if you know this, but all three movies all have to do with the brothel, with the Oku.
That I didn't know.
So apparently Ashes of Rage, which is the name of the second one, has the medicine seller returning to the Oku. And we're gonna be seeing Asa again, and but now we're gonna deal with a different type of Mononoke that's that is manifesting on the side of the concubines. So I like the idea of exploring even more deeply different areas of the same place. Um, because we kind of only saw one side of everything. Like, because if you think about it, we know that the concubines are there, we know the king is there, we know like literally what's there, but we really only dealt with the housemaids. And like the bulk of everything had to do with the housemaids. So but yeah, I find that interesting. I'm excited to see more. I don't know if the third movie has. I'm pretty confident we're probably not going to know what the title's going to be and what it's based on until later. Um, but I like the fact that we're coming back.
Yeah,
Um, because and the creators are coming back. So like the people that worked on this first one also worked on the second. Hopefully they're still working on the third too. But yeah, man,
looks like it.
this movie took me for a nice spin. I would definitely tell people, like I would tell you guys if you guys haven't seen it, if you're willing to allow yourself to be taken for a ride, watch this. It's great. It's one of those
Thank you for a ride.
yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm gonna take Tonkan Fighting Souls looks so amazing. And the fact that you'll
Anywho,
be, yeah, right. But if you were to compare this to any other anime, Isaac, what would you compare it to? I think it has a little bit, of course, the animation nothing, but it has a
hmm,
little bit of the out there-ness of ID Invaded. It reminds me
hmm,
of that kind of
I can
out of
see that.
pocket, out of pocket um, topics, but also a type of animation. What would you compare this to give people like references?
Had the animation been on par on episode one on the entire deal, I would have said Uzumaki, but
Yeah, we
yeah.
we ain't going back.
But now I don't really know what I um, would compare it to if I'm being completely honest.
Fair.
Because this is so. How should I put it? I I don't know. It would just feels weird. It's not this one animation is just. I will have to say Uzumaki episode one, but I guess that's the closest thing I can think of.
That's it. No more.
There, uh, had I been asked this question a bit earlier, I would have probably been able to think
I'm
about
sorry.
that one.
Okay, so let me think. Let me see if I can think of another one that this would remind me of in terms of at least the artistry and the way it does things. Let me see. You know
Perfect
what?
Blue to some extent, maybe.
Yes, yes, Perfect Blue. I don't know why,
Part
but
of that.
I just thought in terms of how out there it is. Not the same, and not to be confused with that stupid movie, the original Evangelion anime. Um,
Yeah, I can see it.
right. Because we don't talk about that movie, Isaac. We don't. Um,
I found if I ever find a brand new copy, I send you two. It's as a
I
birthday gift.
I will hate every minute of it. But yeah, like you guys should watch it. You guys should watch Mononoke. I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's to it is so good that I went looking for more, and I will be watching the show. I'm gonna go back to the 2006 anime, and I'm gonna watch it. Um, because it looks fun. I like the concept. I kind of read like you can kind of have like that one's gonna be like those episodes are like some of them are like little trilogies of episodes, but all of them are like case by case one offs. Um, Similar to Mushishi. You know what I mean? I think that's
Hmm.
what it's called. I think that's the one about the guy that does like he like deals with demons and stuff like that and like illnesses, right? Mushishi is that the one?
I think so.
Yeah, so it kind of does a little bit of that. Um, but yeah, man, like it's you guys should watch Mononoke. It's great. Um, if you like out there out of even if it's just to watch the animation, you should give it a shot. But at the same time, Isaac, this is not something for everybody. Like this is one of those that
No, 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 no.
you have to really let it sink its teeth into you. But if it, you're not missing anything. This is not the groundbreaking piece that's going to be for everybody. And I think the creators knew that, which is why they just did their thing. You know what I mean?
And that's respectable. And it's
Yep.
just they don't. They know what they wanted to tell and did it,
Yep.
and how they wanted to do.
Yep.
There's a lot to respect with that in comparison to just
Yep. Yep. A hundred
trying to
percent.
do how should I put it? But throw everything in the wall and hope it sticks. Like a lot of things do these days.
Yep. Agreed. 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 So I think I've said my piece. You got anything else on this?
said my piece as well because you have said a lot of my thoughts as well.
Well,
But
I can read your mind.
yeah, yeah, actually, to an extent, you seems to do. But oh well. But Brandon, where can people find you?
So you can find me talking all things Superman on the Shatter After because we are currently celebrating the summer of Superman throughout the entire month of June towards the premiere of James Gunn's Superman on July 11th. And but you can talk. You can find me on the Shatter After talking movies or shows or interesting topics, and you can find me from time to time here on the Amateur Otaku. My Isaac and I have been discussing about Kaiju number 8 that's coming to an end, and I'm very excited to
Yeah,
talk about it.
Fitch and I want to do the last what I do sort of like we did with
Yep,
Yeti
yep,
Kaisen, and
yep.
Brandon wants to be on board.
Yeah, I'm excited to come back for Kaiju number 8. I think it's one of the most satisfying endings so far of any book lately because anybody can say what they want, but I think that My Hero Academia is one of the best endings ever. But everybody knows my thoughts on the Attack on Titan ending, which I think is
I mean,
perfecto.
I mean, I am not. I don't agree on the Attack on Titans, even though I don't hate it as well. My hero,
Yeah,
and the same goes for My Hero Academia.
yeah.
The only manga so far that I really think has a perfect ending is honestly Fullmetal Alchemist. But
You are not wrong because the ending of Full Metal is just mwah, Jeff's kiss. But Kaiju number 8 for the short run because we're talking about 129 chapters for the entire show, similar to the run of Attack on Titan, which was I think it was 137 chapters. I think Kaiju number 8 has done a lot. It's not a groundbreaking show, but it's been a fun, great shonen from start to finish. And I think I'm glad that it's not mediocre, it's not bad, it's very good. Because it's not the greatest thing, but it's so good. You know what I mean? It's one of those books that I can recommend to anybody and be like, I think you'll enjoy this. Read the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I think Kaiju number 8 is doing a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to come back for that. And if you want to find me on social, the only one that I am active on is on Blue Sky. You can find me at Monkey D Braffy, Monkey D Braffy at social. You can find me there. If you want to chat, shoot me a text. I may respond with a Superman stuff because right now all I'm doing is celebrating Superman because I'm so excited for
I
this
have
movie.
noticed that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm actually gonna watch it on the day one with my dad, which is gonna be fun.
yeah. I'm excited. I got tickets for an early screening on the 8th, and then I'm gonna watch it again on the 12th. So I'm gonna watch it twice, and then we're doing a live recording of the Shatter After um, on the 14th, and Mario Francisco is going to be with us from Superman on Film. So that's going to be a phenomenal
Nice,
episode. So very excited about that.
nice. And well, you can find me here at Amateur Otaku, and you can find me over at my Twitch channel, the Swedish Emblem, and I'm doing my best to try and start rebooting the YouTube channel also, since I got some technical difficulties in terms of my save file got removed
Oh
with
no.
the engage, so I had to redo that one completely, and yeah. So, but I will be back on at least Balan Wonderworld. God saved. I'm gonna finish that one. Pokemon Stadium is going to be saved for next. Is postponed for now since I have a feeling Nintendo is going to put the original GameCube games on and NSO and hopefully then Transfer Pack, because Pokemon Stadium 2 is Pokemon Stadium, and especially Stadium 2 is impossible with, to the almost with quote unquote rental Pokemon because yeah. But the first, probably the first one that is going to go up on the channel is DK Bonanza, and I'm so hyped for that game.
Nice.
That game looks fucking phenomenal. But anyway, with that said, have an awesome everyone. And also, can we expect the Elbath chapter episode when it's over?
Oh, did we ever do an Egghead one? I don't think we did.
Nope,
So
we
I
didn't.
think I think we owe the world an Egghead, and we owe the world. You know what? We're gonna stop spoiling our plans for the future, guys. You guys, if you want us to talk One Piece manga, let us know in the comments. Fair? And maybe
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe we can do a monthly One Piece talk. That'd
I'm
be fun.
holding you to that.
Damn it! I should have stayed the fuck quiet. But I can talk about One Piece all day. Oh! While we're here, I almost
What?
cried when I saw Chopper. For
Agree. Same here.
I almost cried. Like I love how a lot of people like. Of course, you know Mike. We love Mike, but it's like, you know, I know, yeah, Uncanny Valley. It's, you know, it might look weird with everything. I get it. I get it. But with how much emotional connection we have to this character, like when I saw Chopper, I just teared up, and because it felt like Chopper. It sounded like Chopper, even though it's a different actress. And when he started mumbling around like, "Oh, stop it. You don't have to say it. Be nice." Like, you know what I mean? Like doing the whole like bashful thing that Chopper is known for. Like that was when I went, "Damn it. Got me again, the bastards."
Did you know that it's the actress that plays Cat? I can't recall the after name,
Yeah,
but
Cat Grant, Michaela Hoover,
yeah,
yes.
Michaela
Yes.
Hoover. Yeah,
Yes. Yes, I do know that. I do know that. So, I mean, I'm excited to hear more news. I mean, I know we're probably not going to get a full One Piece season 2 trailer probably till we're probably not going to have a full season trailer till probably the end of the year.
yeah.
I just
And
hope that I
it's
don't have
releasing.
I just hope that we don't have to wait for summer 26 to watch this. Like hopefully we get like an April release or something because damn it.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna. Uh, had it not been as it's been in US right now, I would have taken a flight to Florida and forced you to be a part of an episode of that if I had to.
I'm an episode of what?
The One Piece live action season 2.
Oh, I would love to be in that. That'd be awesome.
You will have to. I will make that happen, no matter what you say. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, have it awesome, y'all.
Have it awesome, guys. Peace.
Peace.